Good afternoon, Trader Tim here from eminimind.com. Today's Monday, the 26th of February, doing a market analysis to kick off the week. As we sort of resolved outside of our trading range from last week, this is a good sign that we are in for a solid week of trading. Last week we talked about how when we get in this range, especially when that range falls between the 50 and the 61.8 of this larger retracement short that I have drawn up. What I like to do is make a note of the high of the range and the low of the range, and also notice how most of the trade occurred kind of right in the middle of the range. If we look at the bodies of these candles, we had a couple of swings outside of the range, but then we closed back up towards the middle of that range. So that's why these weeks can be very tricky to trade because there's not a ton of follow through. You get a move in one direction and then it quickly reverses and then trades back in the other direction, and there's not really enough of a move in one direction or the other to make anything happen. So we had a couple of good trades throughout the week, but on the whole, nothing too exciting happening. But now that we've broken out of this range, and we saw today's price action very, very good in the afternoon, a lot of great setups occurring. We can just see, the afternoon session. If I pull from, a low to high, pulled right back to the 50%. Next, low to high, pulled back to that 50%. If we zoom in, we can see a nice little break of the swing high, making a higher low and pulling back right to the 50% retracement on the 512, a great textbook sort of market structure that gives us some really good trading opportunities. So I'm not going to go into too much detail because I've got plenty of videos on the strategy at eMiniMind on the YouTube channel. You can check those out, but we will be talking about the markets tomorrow morning in the live trading session. That's eminimind.com/VIP. So as we inch higher, I would expect some resistance up here as we approach what was prior highs. Then we kind of move sideways up in this range. That is, we'll call it 2800. It's really about 2810. But if the markets can move another 15 points here in the ES, it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts at 2800. Do we come up and touch it and then sell off, or do we break through it? And if we can break into new highs, then 2900 would really be that next target that I would have. I'm going to get rid of the short for the moment because we have broken through that 61.8. I don't think that the down days are over. We could very, very likely make a full retracement from lows to highs and kind of pull back before making it into new highs, or at least pull back and get some bigger down days. I was talking about this last week. It's fairly rare to go with such a drastic move down and then just go straight up from there without any sort of uh, shakeout a second time around. You can go back to 2015 and you saw the sell-off down, and then you got kind of that V reversal for a couple of weeks, but then we had some continued selling and a little bit more panic selling come in. So things are looking pretty good. Creating what this consolidation does is create a base for us to then rally and pull back to. So 2750s I would use as a support level going forward. We have created a nice uptrend here that we can also keep on our chart, and good trading intraday. We're seeing a lot of good structure come out of today. The morning was a little bit challenging just because we started out pulling back to the 50% retracement long and actually failing that and moving down. Didn't quite fill the gap, but moved down most of the morning for about the first hour and a half, and then the market really got going in its uptrend. So looking for some good things in the week today, week ahead. 2800 being my first target just above us here, and if we hit that and sort of immediately start to pull back, then a move back down to this 2750 would be likely in the cards. But you notice back here how there was not much consolidation. Well, that makes it a lot easier now for the market to go straight through. If we have these areas where we have weeks at a time of consolidation, now when the market is moving higher, there's less there's more resistance. So you'll notice how we kind of had these 3 days here where we moved sideways. Well, that corresponds with the previous consolidation, and then we broke through this week and a half back here in December. We broke through it over here, but then we moved sideways and consolidated again, very close to that level. So as we move higher now, I would look for this 2800 to be another potential consolidation point, and it's very healthy for the market to go in a nice little trend for a couple of days and then consolidate for a couple of days and then continue on higher, maybe a week or two at a time of straight up or moving higher, making new highs and not breaking the previous day's low. But it's when we get into these situations where we go a month straight up following a long uptrend that you get the bigger correction to follow. So good week ahead, it seems, and we'll be doing again live trading tomorrow morning, as well as Thursday morning. I'll be doing a live trading webinar with Infinity Futures, and you can check that out at eminimind.com. Thanks everyone, and have a great week.